learning through exposure to information. So these are the ways in which we learn attitude. Association, reward, modeling through norms, through group norms and culture, and through the exposure to information. Having said that, let us start one by one. Like many other thoughts and concepts that develop and become part of our cognition system, attitude towards different topics, things, and people are formed as we interact with others. Here, the crux is we learn attitude when we interact with the people around our society. We come across many relations, many viewpoints. We take all these things and at last we come up with our own attitude. In general, attitudes are learned through one's own experience and through interaction with others. Right? What are the two ways in which attitudes are learned? Number one, one's own experience, what you have experienced. And the other is through interaction with others. Right? Moving forward, there are few research studies. There are few research studies that show that some sort of inborn aspect of attitude. Please internalize here. I told that attitude are learned, but now I am saying there are few research studies that show some sort of inborn aspect of attitude. Please hold on. There is a line continuing this. But such genetic factors influence attitudes only indirectly along the learning process. Let me elaborate this a little. Most of the researchers agree that attitudes are learned, but few researchers, few research studies say that there is some sort of inborn aspect, genetic aspect is also involved. But they also agree that directly genetical aspects are not involved in attitude. They are indirectly involved along the learning process. See, attitude are learned. Along the learning process, some genetic factors help. Let me explain how. Say, for example, we learn attitude by observing, modeling, by reward and punishment. Here, by learning attitude, in the process of learning, say for example, a person is having good intelligence or good aptitude. In the process of learning, he may learn the things fast. Right? Let me just make the things clear to you. Attitudes are learned, but few researchers say that there is some sort of inbound aspect, that too not direct, indirect way, that along the learning process, not directly. Therefore, most social psychologists have focused on conditions which lead to the learning of attitude. So, social psychologists are to a greater extent not considering the genetic factors. Why? For two reasons. Number one, it affects indirectly, that too along the learning process, not directly. Right? To begin with, the first one, learning attitudes by association. Here, liking for a subject because of teacher. Here, you are liking a teacher. Say, for example, he is teaching maths. Your liking for teacher get associated with your liking for the subject. So you have got positive attitude towards the teacher. The same positive attitude will be carried on to your math subject. This is learning attitude by association. right? Here, whenever actually learning, you can take that as how attitudes are formed. Here, the simple implication is that attitude formation takes place by learning. Attitude is learning. So, in NCERT, they have used this term learning attitudes by learning attitudes. So, I have used the same word here. Next, reward or punishment. We develop positive attitude for those where we have got reward. We develop negative attitude for those where we are punished. Say, for example, if a child, okay, before that, dear students, those examples which I have put on PPT are very, very authentic and standard examples. If you don't get any example, then you can take the examples which I verbally say. Otherwise, you use only standard examples. Here, these examples which I have presented on PPT are standard, and most of these are taken from NCERT and some well-known Western author books, right? If a child constantly falls ill because of eating junk food, the child develops negative attitude towards the junk food. In most cases, the children are not developing negative attitude towards junk food. The reason is they're not falling ill. Similarly, you also might have avoided many foods. You also might have avoided many dresses. Say, for example, you are wearing certain type of dress. On that day, all will say, "Oh, what a beautiful dress! What a good dress!" So, to that kind of dress, you will develop positive attitude, right? Say, for example, like a girl started wearing Western dress. If the people around they started rewarding her, "Oh, what a beautiful dress! You are looking awesome," then she will have positive attitude toward that and carry forward that. The same with if the girl is wearing traditional dress and all prices, she may have positive attitude on that, and it becomes part of her behavior, attitude, life, everything. Right? This is about reward and punishment. Next, learning attitudes through modeling. This is one of the most important because in most cases, like we may not be rewarded directly or we may not be punished directly, but we have seen people being punished. Take the example of, say, for example, third gender people. They often collect money in like trains and in signals. Why do most people, even before asking, sometimes give money? The reason is they have observed what may happen if they won't give money. So here we learn most of the attitudes through modeling or observing others. Often it is not through association or through reward or punishment that we learn attitudes. Instead, we learn them by observing others being rewarded or punished for expressing thoughts or showing behaviors of a particular kind towards the attitudinal subject. Child form a respectful attitude towards elder. Why a child form a respectful attitude towards elders? Because the child sees the elders are also respecting their elders, or the child sees if someone respect elders, they are being rewarded, they are said to be good, right? So it is by observing that we learn most of the attitude. Observational learning. Okay, Suman. When we learn attitudes through the norms of our group or culture, offering sweets Offering money, fruits, flowers in a place of worship is a normative behavior in some religions. When individuals see that such behavior is shown by others is expected and socially approved. They may ultimately develop a positive attitude towards such behavior and the associated feeling of devotion. Here, these are the things which we learn as part of culture or group. Offering sweets, flowers in the place of worship. These are cultural. These are not with respect to any other thing. So through this also we learn attitude, right? Moving forward, learning through exposure to information. Many cases it does happen. We may not be aware of what are the things happening around, what are the good things, what are the good ways. Reading a book, listening to a seminar, or watching a motivational video can have a lasting impact. Why? Because new information has come to you. Before that, that information was not there. Learning through exposure to information. By reading the biographies of self-actualized person, an individual may develop a positive attitude towards hard work and other aspects as the means of achieving success in life. Don't you agree with this? Is there any, like in most of the books, like in no, almost in no book, they say that you will get success without hard work. Take for example of any case, now the present trending Elon Musk. Elon Musk says that he works like like uh, every hour is free. He works. He says that he works 15 hours per day. So by this kind of information, you also feel that yes, hard work is needed. And this is very important for achieving success in life. So these are the major methods through which the attitude is formed. But this is not exclusive. You can add your own points here also, but that should be based on some rational, logic, reason, not illogically made, right? These are the ways through which attitude is formed, right? Any doubt with respect to these things? This is a very simple one, though it is not explicitly given. So I have made it a point to put here for two reasons. It is important for a holistic understanding. Second point is this is present in your NCERT textbook. The things which are there in NCERT are very important and you have to follow. Okay. Let me just repeat the things once again. Number one, attitudes are learned. Attitudes are learned. Means they are not genetic, inborn. But there are few studies which says that there is an element of genetics or inborn thing associated in the attitude formation. But here too, all of this agree that there is an indirect genetic affects attitude formation in an indirect way along the learning process. Attitudes are learned. For learning, we need some innate things, right? So in the process, they may affect in an indirect way, not in direct way. Attitudes are learned by association. Your association, like if you have got positive attitude towards a teacher, you will have positive attitude towards the subject he teaches. Similarly, you can take any other example. Reward and punishment. Where you are rewarded more, you will be having positive attitude towards that. Let me take an example. Say, for example, stealing. While stealing, you are getting a lot of money. Say, for example, 1 lakh, 1 crore. So, what you will do? You will develop positive attitude towards stealing, right? Take the next case. Somehow you went for stealing, you are caught, and somehow you are put in jail, or somehow you are punished or beaten by someone. This happened when you went second time also. So you develop negative attitude towards stealing. Learning through modeling. Modeling means observation. It is one of the important method. We most of the attitudes what we have are by observing others, because we cannot be in everywhere. We cannot be in every circumstance. We are afraid of gunda elements, rowdy elements. Why? Because observation. We have seen what they do. Sometimes we are afraid of people who are drunk. Why? We might have not encountered them, but we have observed how these people behave. Next, we learn attitude through norms of our group or the culture. Norms is equal to unwritten, unwritten, informal, unwritten, informal rules of a group. So we learn attitude through our culture and also group norms. And we learn attitude through exposure to new information, new thought, right? Okay, let us move forward. Factors that influence attitude change. Dear students, please think it over. Now we have changed the thing. First, we discussed how the attitudes are formed, how we learn attitude. Now the thing is, already attitude is there. Now we have to change it. Right? What are the best ways? Okay. Any social change to bring about any social change, to bring about any social change, change in attitude. Change in attitude is very, very important. Why? My question is, to bring about any social change, say for example, to bring about a social change, that is child marriage, caste system, we need to have attitudinal change. Why? Without attitudinal change, nothing can happen. This is what happening now. Why? Okay, let me elaborate this. Say, for example, child marriage. You read, you write with respect to child marriage. When you read something, if they put all the disadvantages of child marriage, only one component is being influenced. That is your cognition. Your cognition, your belief, your thought, your attributes will be changed. That's it. But your feelings towards child marriage, your feelings towards caste system has not changed. See, like you have to understand this. You put yourself in this space. About child marriage, you know all the advantages, all the disadvantages. About caste system, you know how awful it is, how people are just treated as animals. That is just a cognition. But you are not having that affect component. You are not having that behavioral component. So the change cannot be holistic. When there is attitudinal change, there will be change in A, B, C. Your affect component, feelings, emotions towards that, your behaviors, your cognition, all will be present in attitude. right? So very important, if they ask any question with respect to society, social change, anywhere, one of the most important thing which you have to mention inevitably is the change in attitude. Until and unless there is change in attitude, nothing great can happen. That is the reason why we still have caste system. That is the reason why we still have child marriages in many parts of the country. Their knowledge might have changed by reading all these things, but their feeling have not changed, right? So here, how to change attitude? Point of view towards a particular topic should change. Here, like Yashashwini ji, once again, like you are correct, but partly. Point of view means it is just cognition, not your feelings. Your feelings have not changed, right? Your behavior has not changed. So when your views, when your thoughts have changed, it is just a part. That is the reason why social change is not been observed, right? So very important, the attitude concept. Like you have to interpret, you have to analyze more than what I can do. Right? You have got a lot of time. See, I have to teach more, I have got a family, many things like that. For you, you don't have any other work. If you read 2, 3 times more, you will have better knowledge than what I have. And you can, and I expect that, right? Okay, now please internalize. Now we are into attitudinal change, not attitudinal formation. The previous one was formation. Right. Moving forward, attitudinal change. First thing is characteristic of the existing attitude. Don't you feel that is one of the important thing? Because already attitude is there. So what are the characteristic of the existing attitude? Play a very important role in influencing attitudinal change. So as you are aware, these are the characteristics. Here, extreme attitudes are difficult to change. Simple attitudes are extreme attitude difficult to change. Simple attitudes are easy to change. Complex attitudes are difficult to change. Central attitudes are easy to change or difficult to change. Central attitudes are difficult to change, right? Okay, let me elaborate this. Positive attitudes are easy to change than the negative attitude. Very important. If someone gets a negative attitude towards you, it is very difficult to change. Extreme attitudes and central attitudes are more difficult to change than the less extreme. Say, for example, you have got extreme views with respect to any social level or any other point of view, it is difficult to change. Simple attitudes are easy to change than the multiple attitude. For the simple reason that in multiple attitudes, you have got multiple attitudes present, many attitudes present. So it is not that easy. Here we are talking about change of attitude. There we are talking about which are the ways or where attitude can be changed easily, right? So you have to apply all these things in your case studies and in your writings. A chart. Okay. Difficult, difficult. I didn't get. Okay. Source characteristics. Source credibility and attractiveness also matters. See here, one is with respect to the existing attitude, that is which is already present in you, right? Now, next we are talking about the source. Source means from where the information or something, the persuasive information is coming from. If the source is credible, if the source is attractive, the chances of attitudinal change are very high. Adults who are planning to buy a laptop are more convinced by the computer engineer who points out the special features of a particular laptop against a child telling the same points. Say, for example, you have gone for some exhibition to or some any place. There are two people. One is a child and another is a specialist computer engineer. In that case, generally we prefer the things which are told by the computer engineer, and we are convinced more. Why? We have got positive attitude toward this person. Why we have got positive attitude? Because it is credible information. He is the authority on this area, right? Similarly, car sales may increase if they are publicized not necessarily by the experts but by popular public figures. That is the reason you often see Shah Rukh Khan with ads, Hyundai car ads. Next, message characteristics. Here, very important. This we are talking with respect to factors influencing the attitudinal change. Information should be just enough, neither too much nor too little. This is applicable for everything. If you want to convince anyone, or if you want to change his attitude, if you say too much, they may not be convinced. Too little is also not desirable. The information should be just enough. Information should be just enough, right? Say, for example, this often happens. You thought of joining a coaching institution. You thought of joining a coaching institution. In most cases, you will join that institution which gives just enough information. If you give too much or if you give too little, they won't join. Say, for example, my own cases. When I went to Hyderabad for joining coaching, I went to Braintree. Braintree at that point was a very good institution. R.C. Reddy was very good, but it was considered to be like a like Janata mass kind of thing. Braintree class kind of things. So I was very much convinced by the Gopal Krishna sir in Braintree. He just gave sufficient information and he said, like, you take your time, go and inquire. If you are satisfied, you join and you come back and join. Otherwise, the choice is left. So I was very much convinced. Somehow I didn't join because like then it was 21 or 22,000 for coaching for optional subject. Then like I am talking about 2006. But in RCD, it was just 6,500 something like that. So I joined for 6,000. So dear students, in your life too, if you want to impress someone, say for example, you are like young boys and girls. If you want to impress someone, like if you are searching for a life partner or anyone, don't give too much information or too little information. Don't put too much effort or too little effort. The effort should be optimum. This happens even like in any circumstance. So to change the attitude, to convince someone, enough information should be there. Too little or too much is not desirable. Next in the same line is whether that is rational information. See here, please give due attention. First, we discussed about the existing attitude, present characteristics of the existing. Next, we spoke about the source. See, this is the way you have to form the connection. Next, we are into the message itself, right? Here, there are two ways. One is rational and another is emotional appeal. Say, for example, cooker, pressure cooker. Here, pressure cooker, you can like change the attitude of an individual towards a pressure cooker by two means. One is rational and another is emotional. Rational means by saying it saves fuel, by saying that, okay, and also the food will be cooked very easily, faster, and also there is no need for you to stand in front of the things which are being cooked. If you say that, that will be a rational one. On the other hand, if you say to all the mothers that it preserves nutrients and that if someone cares for the family, nutrients should be the major concern. This is an emotional appeal. In fact, it is one of the most like effective ways. Then all mothers love their children, even if they like are whatever may be their age. Even they scold you, it's inevitable that they love you for many reasons, right? So it says, okay, my child will be very strong, all the nutrients will be there itself. This is emotional. By this also we can change the attitude. Next is with respect to target characteristics, that is pursuability, strong prejudice, self-esteem and intelligence. Here people who have more open and flexible personality change more easily, and advertisers benefit most out of these people. This, in case of any social change also, we have got a like a case study where the girl children are not allowed to go to college for many reasons. You are asked to pursue the people to let these girls go. Here you have to make use of all these things. See, I'm giving the hint here. So for all your case studies, you have to apply all these things. In that circumstance, what you should do, you should look into those people who are more flexible, who are more open. Means there will be some people, like even if you just go, they themselves will come and talk, they will be open, they will tell all their stories, they will listen to all your stories. These kind of people you have to catch hold of, and your change should start from that point. Because those people who are not flexible, who are not open minded, they won't change easily, right? Mode of spreading the message is also important to bring about any attitudinal change. To a greater extent, face-to-face interaction is one of the best methods. Face-to-face transmission of message is usually more effective than indirect transmission through letters, pamphlets, and mass media. Positive attitude towards oral rehydration salt, ORS, for your young children is more effectively created if community social workers talking to people directly. Right? Here, face-to-face interaction, I would like to add one point here. Because of technology, because of innovation, because of the presence of, say, for example, internet, the latest things what we are having through internet, all these things, here we have got a face-to-face interaction. Say for example, I am having a Zoom meeting with you. Don't you feel we are having face-to-face interaction? So you have to take into consideration these things also, right? So these are the important things, very important. None of the students are applying these things. How to apply these things? Just internalize these things. Just put this to one example. Say, for example, as I mentioned earlier, in a village, elders are not allowing girl child to go to college. So you apply all these things there. You take one more issue, you apply all this. That is the way you have to comprehend the things. Otherwise, it is very, very difficult. right? 1 minute. Okay, sorry for that. Okay. Then moving forward, persuasion, right? So any doubt with respect to the things, repeat once again. Target characteristics. Okay, I just saw. I'll just go back. Target characteristics. Okay, target characteristics. Okay. Oh, thank you. In fact, I forgot. Like, in fact, I didn't elaborate these things. Target characteristics. Here, pursuability, strong prejudice, self-esteem, and intelligence. People who have got strong prejudice towards any object, very, very difficult to change. Second, people who are having high self-esteem are very difficult to change. People who have got high self-esteem, high confidence are very difficult to change. And coming to intelligence, it is said that people who are having greater knowledge, in fact, intelligence is not the correct word, people who are having a greater knowledge are difficult to change. Difficult to change. But when you produce the things, when you produce the facts, appealing to them, they will change faster when compared to others. Right? Okay. Sir, if you go intercaste marriages, government will reward the couple 5 lakhs. This is an example for government effort to change the attitude towards through reward. Yes, 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 this is one of the method. Good. Shiv Kumar has made a point. Okay, right. Moving forward, okay. Persuasion. Persuasion, many of you, like yesterday when I asked you, many told like it is manipulation. No, that is negative word. Persuasion is not manipulation. Persuasion is winning the heart, soul of an individual by rational or symbolic means. It's like convincing. It's not like manipulating, right? One more message. Persuasion. What is persuasion? Persuasion is a process of guiding oneself or others towards the adoption of some attitude. Here, most of the students often ignore or forget this one, guiding oneself. In many cases, you also have to pursue yourself, right? Say, for example, taking IAS preparation, it is not that easy because there are a lot of uncertainties, but you somehow pursued it yourself, taking the advantages, disadvantages, many things. You calculated at risk, many aspects. So persuasion refers to not only the person other than you, it includes you also. Persuasion is the process of guiding oneself or the others towards the adoption of some attitude by some rational or symbolic means. This may be with respect to rational means, with respect to reason, logic, thought. When you say that these are the advantages, these are the disadvantages, how you will be affected, that is rational. By symbolic means, here symbolic, they are not rational. They are not rational. They are not based on reason. They are not based on logic. They are symbolic. Say, for example, religion. Most of the jihadists are persuaded. Jihadists means who think that they are working for the cause of God. Any in this may happen in any religion. Why they are working? They are dedicating their life. Why? They have been persuaded by symbolic means. They have been told that religion is one of the most important thing, and these are the words of the God. You have to protect the religion. You have to act as a servant of God. Then you will be in heaven for making this possible. How I would be pursued how I pursued myself. Good. Say, for example, while starting your preparation for civil service, there may be two things, whether to prepare or not to prepare. Then you may be having other two things. After preparation, whether for civil service at the center or the state services. You based on some rational means I am intelligent. I can work hard. I have got time. So I can crack this rational one. Through symbolic means, here you have attached a status symbol to IAS. You feel that IAS is one of the best things. By saying these things to yourself, you have pursued it yourself, right? Next, it is the process through which attitudes are changed by appealing to reason or emotion. The same thing which I have told. It attempts to win the heart and mind of others. This is important because most of you like just said that yesterday persuasion is manipulation. No, it is not manipulation. It is like an attempt to win the heart and mind. It may be like convincing, right? Moving forward, components of attitude, components of persuasion. So what are the components of persuasion? Please just think. What are the components of persuasion? Okay, one answer. Cognition. Okay. Okay. Like the question may not be you may not get the question properly. So I'll make the things clear to you. Say, for example, you want to pursue one individual. So, okay, you want to pursue an individual. This is you, right? You want to pursue another individual. So what are the components here? One is the media, the another is the message, another is the target, another is you yourself, the source, another is the environment. That's it. Yes, source, communication, yes, all these things. Yes. See here, dear students, while you are writing answers, don't like worry that you may forget some things. No need to worry. If you get 50% marks, you'll get first rank. So main facts, if you write, that is enough. See, I showed you a simple thing. Just write all the things. If one component misses, doesn't matter. right? This is true. Because I, in fact, when I was trying, like for getting first rank, I thought of doing those kind of things. I used to think that I'll mug up the whole Lakshmikant as it is and I'll get first rank. No. Over a period of time, I observed the toppers. I observed the people who are getting rank. They are writing the things in their own word, but they are not missing the things. If at all it misses, it doesn't matter. A well-educated person is one who can make the real interpretation, analysis, in-depth thing, not just facts, according to UPSC. And you should do the same. Like communicator, the personality, the style, and other characteristics of the person who makes the influential attempt. This is with respect to communicator. This plays a very important role. His personality, the way he communicates, right? Next, the message, the content, style, and other characteristics of the communication. That is the message. Channel, the medium through which communication is presented. TV, radio, face-to-face interaction, pamphlets. Next, audience, the feelings and personality of the individual or the individual to whom the communication is addressed. These are self-explanatory. Environment, the social and physical characteristics of the communication setting. So all these things, like you can easily remember communicator, that is this person, the message which he is being passing on, the channel which is being used, the audience to which it is intended, the environment, the physical and the social environment present. That's it, right? We have got some message. I meant to say information by cognition. Yes, right. Right. Our students are never wrong. Don't forget. Right? So methods of persuasion. What are the methods of persuasion? These are very important. Once again, please internalize these things. Power also plays a role. Okay. Power. Okay, I didn't get where you are speaking of Shivkumar. Okay, maybe the previous concept. Okay. Methods of persuasion. Number one, reciprocity. Give and take is the central principle of reciprocation. People find some way to repeat what they receive from others. Don't you feel like? Don't you feel so? If someone has helped you some or the other way, if not the equal amount, you always try to help. Not only there, reciprocation. Say, for example, daily you are walking in a park. All the people in Bangalore, they might have experienced this because in Bangalore, so many parks. Say, for example, in our Chandra layout, the hotspot of civil service preparation, we have nearly 6, 7 parks. 6, 7 parks are there, right? Okay. So those people who are like thinking of preparation, I feel Bangalore is the best place if English is your medium. Otherwise, you can go to a place which is having horrible environment, that is Delhi. Here, 2 months you cannot come out of your room or house. The cold will be too high. Even at 12 o'clock or 10 o'clock, it is like too cold. You just can't imagine. One has to wear at least 2 or 3 cloths, one on the other. Heating is must and should, right? So Bangalore is a good place. If you are prepared, if you are thinking of shifting to any place, I say if you are of English medium, don't go to Delhi because I have gone there. It's not that good. And also all the major institutions, like you take Insights, Vision, Khan IAS, like Subra Ranjan, just they are all in like within the like 15 meters distance, all are there. Okay. So reciprocation. Okay. Why this topic came with respect to Chandra layout? Okay. Chandra layout, you are walking. How reciprocity works? While you are walking, just somehow you just give a gentle smile to a person who is also walking there. So what do you expect? Not the other kind of smiles. Okay, just like a gentle smile. I experienced very closely. Oh, Shivkumar, senior most citizen. See, there is one guy in our batch, Shivkumar. He has got all the material from Delhi. We'll see like how best we can make use of Shivkumar. Right? Okay. Okay. See, what we will do? Say, think that there is a one person who gives a gentle smile. What will be your reaction? Okay, feel like smiling again, or you also give a gentle smile, right? Why? See, here he has not done anything. He don't know. You don't know them. Why? Because this is reciprocity. Can you give another example of reciprocity? See, these are the ways of persuasion. This you have to apply for your civil service preparation also. So, how to get a good partner or for civil service preparation? Reciprocity. First, you give them. Let you give 10. Let you receive a few. It doesn't matter. As reciprocity. Another example of reciprocity which we commonly find is marriages. How in marriages? They say these people came to our marriage and they have given 500. So what we have to do? We have to go to their marriage and we have to give 500. Right? So in fact, the people who will be attending others' marriage regularly are those people who are expected to marry in near future, or if they have some work in their house. Please, after the completion of this topic. Okay, Krishna Naik. Okay, Krishna Naik wants break. Okay, 2 o'clock. Okay, this topic has just started. Okay, we'll take 10 minutes break and we'll reassemble. Right? This topic has just started. If we start, it will take another like half an hour or 1 hour. So, okay, we'll take 10 minutes break and we'll reassemble. Right? Okay.